Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. It's one of my replays and I'm in the Okhotnik. At tier 5 Russian destroyer. I'm on the map straight, it's a 3-point domination game. And this is a bit of a weird one, because there are only 9 ships per team, and the reason, of course, being a failed division. So it's a tier 6 battle with failed division tier 4 on both sides. There are also 2 subs, and I don't have any anti-submarine warfare. There is no battleship. And yet this is going to be weird. This is going to be weird. Now I have entered the Aetam here, right? There are also only 2 destroyers, so just me and Viper there. Lots of cruisers. Not the ideal enemy to fight in an Okhotnik, but for now we are getting this cap for free. We've seen the things from the enemy sub, that's somewhere towards my left. And I have been detected, yeah exactly, by said sub. Now I'm trying to get some armor-piercing shots into this Makarov. Unfortunately the first salvo did not quite deliver. Now it is angling and armor-piercing will no longer be the ideal choice. So I'm going to smoke up because I'm not gonna win this gunfight like this. Now that also lost us all the spotting. So I'm going to leave again and require some here. The enemy destroyer though is coming towards us, which is good news. Maybe we can actually take it out here. The enemy cruisers are in retreat and the sub has, well, or the sub is farther away now. So this destroyer seems pretty cornered and pretty alone. Now I did smoke up. And if it were smart, it would have turned around, but it's coming right towards me, so this is gonna be good. Oh, of course, it's low tiers, you know, you don't expect ships to be that experienced in the game. And this poor caster is finding out the hard way that it shouldn't have run towards me. Okay then. Now overall though, it's not looking so good for us. The other side is bleeding ships heavily. Well, we've also lost a cruiser here on this side, I suppose. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take the center. Now the sub was last seen coming this way as well, and once again I can't do anything against the sub. There is also a decision to be made, right? I could go towards C because they definitely need help, or I could turn back and go towards A because they also need help. And between Viper and myself we could also technically split up and see what we can do. Well, it's also a bit weird because, well, we're the only destroyers and usually we want spotting on both sides, but there are subs who can do that spotting, and there aren't really any battleships that are usually the target that gets torpedoed a lot. So the cruisers should be doing fairly okay-ish against the destroyers. It's also not that the spotting of destroyers is going to screw over the cruisers when they get sniped by battleships, because there are no battleships. They're overall a pretty weird situation to be in, anyway. But I have decided to stick around here, mostly because I saw, well, the cruisers didn't exactly go the way I wanted them to, but it looked like both cruisers were coming back here and along this island, which might allow me to, you know, shoot them with armor piercing and possibly torpedo them. Now the Emil it's already turning away. I could have still shot here, and I was sort of thinking about, but when you look at the minimap it's already sort of turning. I didn't think I would get good armor piercing shots, and the Makarov is coming straight for me, right? If I shoot here, the Makarov knows I'm here, and then it won't sail into my torps. Now of course the problem is the Makarov is already turning away anyway. When we look at the minimap, you can already see, even before I shot. So this whole plan was doomed anyway. It's a shame, right? I was hoping if I'd stay in concealment, the Makarov doesn't realize I'm here and it will just keep going like straight and then eat all the fish. But it just wasn't hungry. Now, there is still an enemy sub around that I can't do anything about, and those cruisers are once again just running away, which makes it very hard because I'm not gonna win that long-range gun duel. I do have a smoke ready, so I can disappear. That Emil seems to be really on fire. seems to be very much on fire. And I think it's gonna go down here. So I'm risking some shots on the sub. The Emil... Yeah, I mean, I kinda don't wanna steal it from whoever set it on fire that much. The problem, obviously, is that Makarov is on the very edge of my gun range, so I can't really shoot it. Maybe that smoke was a bit of an overreaction. The problem is the sub would keep me detected and probably just ping me and poke me and all the evil things. Now the good news is our sub is now detecting the enemy sub, and if the enemy sub isn't diving, I can shoot it a little bit more. Bad news is our sub is getting itself torpedoed. It'd be nice if the enemy sub would do the same, but it doesn't wanna comply so far. Meanwhile, on the other flank, everything is dead except our sub. Yeah, it's not looking ideal, is it? So, nothing left to do to leave my smoke, and Makarov is so far away that I can't do much about it, but Viper is there to hopefully feed it some fish. Meanwhile, I have some sub troubles. Now the good news is the sub doesn't have anyone left for it to spot, so it has to spot itself. The bad news is I still don't really have tools to fight the sub unless the sub lets me. Now, the sub is torpedoing, thankfully not in a very smart way, so I'm getting away with this. It's diving again. And the good news is now I'm undetected again. If that Makarov would have been closer, it would have been banned. And if the sub would have properly torped, it would have also been banned, but so far I'm getting away with this. Now what I need is the sub to surface again, exactly like this. And that's one less sub. Well, meanwhile, Viper got the Makarov and the enemy team got our sub. Now it's a 2 versus 3. I'm a little bit singed already. But I think Viper is still relatively healthy. I don't know how healthy the enemy team is though. You could argue they have the better composition left, right? We have 2 destroyers, but they have a destroyer and a sub to sort of spot us and a Königsberg to gun us down. Königsberg also has a very good hydro. T-22 even has a hydro. Of course, I can't do anything against the sub if it dives. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us. Or then again, maybe it's loud here and people don't know what to do and this will be easy. Who knows? Who knows? Now what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for Viper, right? Like, I mean, I could, like, ideally I would just stop because I'm getting slowly closer because I'm impatient. But basically, I don't want to fight 3 ships by myself. That seems silly, especially since Viper is the healthy one, so I might wanna use a little bit of smoke. I still have one left, while Viper does a little bit of spotting. And obviously I got myself spotted, because I'm impatient. And now I start the shooting. But I also start the smoking, because as we've established, I'm the unhealthy one. Viper kept it spotted, because he arrived just in time. And now that he is dealt with, I'm in concealment. I've gotten rid of the ping. Now I just have to dodge the fish. So we are in a 2 versus 2 now. Still can't do anything against the sub. If I depth charges, I could just, you know, sail forward here and depth charge that sub. But that's not gonna happen. Now the good news is the Königsberg is coming around here and Viper and myself are splitting up, so we might create a crossfire. And if it comes around like this, like pointed at Viper, oh damn it, yeah, there is the sub. Can't do anything about it, but what I can do is shoot this Königsberg in its side. Now I don't have a smoke, I'm low on health, but I have some nice armor piercing. Now come on. Ooh, that hurt. Come on, there we go. That just leaves the sub. Now, I'm not very healthy, but Viper is, and the sub doesn't have anyone to spot. Obviously, the sub has its own consumable to spot for it, and it could use that to just ping and farm us. But it has a cooldown, and it might not be ready. Also, it looks like it's out of dive capacity. And look at that, there's some fish. Take that. Okay. Well, not the most damage, but there weren't that many ships there, and especially no battleships. So, yeah, we got 6 ships in total, or that I finished off, and 2 that Viper finished off, and considering there were only 9, that's pretty good. That's pretty good indeed. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.